Hey guys, it's Claire. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited because we're gonna be trying out some viral fall recipes. You guys know I'm obsessed with fall and all the flavors of fall, so I'm so excited to try out some of these recipes that look so good. Lots of times I choose my viral recipes from TikTok or YouTube, but today I'm actually picking recipes from Instagram. So we're gonna see what the Instagram foodies have to offer. And I will have the original recipes linked down below if anything that I make in this video looks good to you and you want to give it a try. Cannot wait to try these recipes, so let's get started. Also, can we take a moment for this sweatshirt? Oh my gosh. You guys know I'm a sucker for an oversized cozy sweatshirt, but like Charlie Brown Halloween. So obsessed with this, oh my gosh. Okay, the first fall recipe we're gonna try are these pumpkin spice donut holes. These look so good. They've got a cinnamon sugar coating and I love that they're baked and not like deep fried. They look simple, they look delicious. Let's give them a try. Also, you guys, the recipes I'm gonna be trying today are gonna be gluten-free, dairy-free, and mostly refined sugar-free. So if you're like me and have dietary restrictions, hopefully you can still make these recipes. And I really hope these recipes are successful because I'm always looking for new recipes that taste good that I can actually eat. So let's get started with our first recipe. Okay, let's make our pumpkin donut holes. This recipe is super simple. The directions literally just say to mix all the ingredients together. So this is like a one bowl recipe, which I love. Got some flour. I'm using gluten-free. You can just use regular all-purpose. Some baking powder. This is pumpkin pie spice, but I mixed in a little extra nutmeg like the recipe said. Like I said earlier, these recipes are gonna be mostly refined sugar-free. This one though, we are just using classic brown sugar, but the other ones will be sweetened more naturally. But this one, good old sugar, vanilla extract, 1 egg, of course our pumpkin puree, a little bit of melted coconut oil, and a little bit of milk. I'm gonna be using almond milk to make this dairy-free. Now we just literally mix this up. All right, it took a minute of mixing, but we've got a nice smooth and creamy batter now. It looks so good. Here I have a greased mini muffin pan and we're just gonna spoon the batter into each of the mini muffin cavities. And we're only gonna fill it 3/4 of the way full. Okay, I filled each of the cups, but there's still like half the batter left. So this will definitely make a second batch. First, I'm just gonna pop this tray in the oven for about 10 minutes. Okay guys, I made all of the little donuts and they have cooled. It made almost 2 full trays full. So now it's time to give them their cinnamon sugar coating. Just gonna use a pastry brush to brush a little bit of melted coconut oil over them and then roll them in some cinnamon sugar. Okay guys, I finished coating all the donuts. These look insane. Okay, it's time for the taste test. Let's go. Look at how dense the center is. Okay, the texture gets like a 10 out of 10. It's so dense and chewy, like texture's insane. My critiques, the pumpkin flavor is not that strong. Like you're getting a spicy taste, but like it's not very pumpkin-y. I was expecting to get like hit with the pumpkin. My second critique is like having this much sugar on the outside is just like too much. Like it was getting stuck all over my lips. Like it was just too much sugar. That's why I encourage you to just use a pastry brush and brush the oil around and then lightly dust in sugar instead of dunking it in the coconut oil and then in the sugar like it says in the recipe. Okay, it's been a minute, but we're actually back for donut taste test 2 because I took some time and dusted off like a ton of the sugar that was in here and dumped it out from the bowl because it was just like way too much on the first one I tried. I probably took off like over half the sugar. Here's how they're looking now, honestly way better. When testing recipes for videos, I like to follow the recipes as closely as possible so that I can actually tell you guys if I truly recommend the recipe or not. But that was just way too much sugar. Now we just have a light dusting and I'm gonna see if that makes me like them more. That is so much better. I can actually taste the donut now. Look at this texture. And honestly, like I feel better eating this because I'm not like just inhaling straight sugar. Okay, we're switching things up from pumpkin to apple now. This is an apple cinnamon bread. It just looks like so moist and delicious. Like those apples look so gooey. I love a good apple cinnamon moment. This bread looks delicious. Let's try it. Okay, so the first step to making our apple bread is to make like the apple mixture that we're gonna layer in the batter. So here I have 2 apples and I'm just gonna dice them up nice and small. In the video, she left the skin on, so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I diced up all the apples, and now I'm just gonna mix in some cinnamon and some 100% pure maple syrup. Just gonna give this a mix till the apples are all coated. Now I'm gonna set this aside while we make the bread batter. Okay, so to make our batter for the apple bread, we're gonna start off with 3 eggs. I'm just gonna whisk these up. Now we're gonna whisk in the rest of the wet ingredients. Got some plain unsweetened applesauce, some maple syrup, some vanilla extract, and some olive oil. Just gonna whisk all of this together. Okay guys, so I have to confess I made a slight mistake. This recipe calls for oat flour, which you can make by blending up oats. That's what I had planned to do. Then I literally just remembered that I forgot to bring my blender here. I'm thinking on my feet, we're just gonna use some all-purpose flour instead of oat flour. And I have reduced the amount because when using oat flour, you're gonna need a little bit more than plain flour. So the original recipe calls for oat flour, and I know that that affects the consistency a little bit, but I'm just gonna work with what I've got here. In this bowl, I've got baking powder, baking soda, salt, and a mix of spices. Just gonna pour this in here too. Okay, now it's time to assemble. Here I have a greased loaf pan. I'm gonna pour 2/3 of this batter into the bottom of the pan. Top that with 2/3 of the apples. And then the last third of our batter. I feel like this loaf pan is like really small. Okay, hold up. Okay, so that just got like very unnecessarily chaotic. But I have a loaf here. The layers are perfect. It looks great. It's 2/3 batter, 2/3 apple, the last third batter, last third apple. This looks great. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. I do have all of this extra batter, so I just mixed in the remaining apples, and I'm just gonna cook this as muffins. But anyways, gonna pop this loaf in the oven for about an hour. Okay, the apple bread has baked and it looks absolutely insane. Look at that. That looks so good. Let's try it. It looks insane. Whoa. I can't. This is so good. This recipe looks insanely cute. It is to make pumpkin-shaped gnocchi. I hope I'm saying that right. I've never had gnocchi before, but I've like always wanted to try it because I am a little bit of a sweet potato addict. And these look so cute. They almost look like look like jellies almost. I don't know. I cannot stop watching this video because these pumpkins are just so adorable. Very different vibe than the other recipes because this is gonna be like more savory, not sweet, because it's served with like a creamy garlicky sauce. I've never had gnocchi, I've never made it before, so let's do it. Let's see how it goes. First up, we have to cook our sweet potatoes. So I just have 2 smallish ones here because I'd rather cook a little too much than not enough. I am cutting the recipe on Instagram in half because I think it's gonna make like a lot. So I'm just gonna steam the sweet potatoes in the microwave. So I'm just poking them with a fork so that the heat can escape. Now I'm just going to wrap them up in a damp paper towel and microwave them till they're nice and soft and a fork can like easily be slid inside. So now I'm just gonna cut them in half and slide the flesh out of the skin. Okay, hopefully this is enough. I'm not exactly sure how much it's supposed to be, but I feel like that looks good. Now we're just gonna add in a little bit of pumpkin puree. Now adding in some flour and some salt. Now we're just gonna mix this together till we get a nice dough. Okay, so I kneaded the dough together. So now it's time to form the pumpkins. You basically just roll the ball and then use like a toothpick or something to score it to look like the pumpkin shape. The recipe specifically said to make sure you score it deep enough so that it doesn't lose its shape while boiling, and make sure that each individual pumpkin is no bigger than 2 teaspoons of the dough. So cute. Okay, so I finished shaping all the pumpkins. They look so cute. So now it's time to boil them. The recipe does not say how long to boil them for. It just says until they float. So I've got a pot of water heating up and we're just gonna go for it. Okay guys, I put them in there and I'm just gonna watch until they float and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I cooked the gnocchi. I just stuck it on a paper plate. And then I stuck in a slivered almond for the stem of the pumpkin. In the video they used pumpkin seeds, but I could not find those anywhere. So this works just like, look at how cute they are. Are you kidding me? So the last step for these is I'm just going to cook the bottom so they get like a little crispy. I'm gonna heat up a little bit of olive oil in a pan and then just let these like cook for a few seconds to get crisp. Now it's time to make the sauce to go with our gnocchi. Like I said, I'm making some substitutions on this so that I can make it dairy-free so that I can actually eat it. Of course, I'll have the original recipe linked down below so you can make it that way if you want. I'm gonna be using nutritional yeast instead of cheese and dairy-free milk instead of whole milk and cream. If you wanna see more clips of me making this sauce, check out this short. But I'm just gonna go whip this up real quick and then we'll have our taste test. Okay, it has been a very long day in the kitchen for me, and I filmed these recipes out of the order that you're watching them in. So the sun is setting, it is dinner time, and it's time to have my gnocchi. I've plated it all on this cute pumpkin plate. I made some chicken, got the gnocchi, got the sauce. Nice and crispy on the bottom from the oil, so I'm so excited. Let's try this. I'm just gonna try a bite of the gnocchi plain. Whoa, that is so good. Okay, I gotta try it with the sauce. I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless. I did not think it was gonna taste that good. This is such a cozy, yummy fall dinner. Pair it with some chicken for some protein. New food unlocked. Next, we're gonna be making pumpkin chocolate chip baked oatmeal. If you guys are like an OG subscriber, you know my favorite food is in fact oatmeal. Like, I love oatmeal. So pumpkin baked oats, like, are you kidding me? This recipe looks easy, it looks healthy. I saved this recipe so long ago and I'm so happy I can finally try it because it just looks so delicious. So let's make it. Okay guys, let's make our pumpkin chocolate chip baked oats. I'm so excited, it's like all my favorite things in one. This recipe is super simple. Here I just have a bowl with oats in it. We're just gonna add in some pumpkin pie spice, baking powder, and a little sprinkle of salt. Give this a mix. And like I said before, I will have all of the original recipes linked down below if you want to give them a try. If they're good, I'll let you know if they're good or not. Now we're just gonna set this aside to do our wet ingredients. So in a separate bowl, we're just gonna add our milk. And then 2 eggs in there. Obviously our pumpkin puree, because it's pumpkin. The amount of cans of this stuff that I go through during fall is crazy. Then we've got our 100% pure maple syrup, give it a little bit of sweetness, and vanilla extract. There we go, now we're just gonna whisk this up. Alrighty, now that this is well combined, we're just gonna pour it into our oat mixture. Mix this up. And then of course we gotta add in our chocolate chips. Name better flavor friends than pumpkin and chocolate. Like, I don't know about you, but I literally can't. Now we're just gonna pour this into a greased 8x8 pan, and the 8x8 pans are the squared ones. And then the recipe said to kind of like push down on the top to help the oats absorb the liquid. So there we go. It was that simple. Now the recipe just says to bake for 40 to 45 minutes until it's lightly brown. So that's what I'm gonna do. And now we wait. Okay, so the baked oatmeal has cooked. I left it in there for 40 minutes and it definitely is done. Like, it's nice and browned on the top. Made the house smell amazing. So it's finally time for me to have a slice. Hate to be that person, but I'm gonna go for the middle piece. I'm sure that that annoys some of you guys, but oh well. I can't help it though. I will always be a middle piece girly. That looks so good. All right, let's have a taste. That is spicy, whoa. If you like baked oats and pumpkin spice, this is for you. Next time, I would maybe cut back on the spice slightly, because whew. Okay, you guys, that is all the fall recipes I have to try today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you try out any of these or if there's any other fall recipes you want to see me try. My favorites have to be the apple bread and the gnocchi. Comment down below what video you want to see me make next, whether it's like a fall seasonal video or just videos in general. I had so much fun trying out these yummy fall recipes with you guys. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to receive notifications every time I upload. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!